I'll check Facebook.
And we are live, hopefully, with episode 115 of the Start Build Grow Show. Let's give this another shot, Randy Brothers. What's going on, my friend? How we doing?
115 episodes in, and still at the mercy of technology. So
You're right. Well, I guess if we figured it out now, though,
hopefully
so I feel pretty good about it. So what's going on, man? How's business? How's everything going?
Life is good, man. Yeah? Life is good. Family's good. Business, podcasts. It's all fun, man. It's all a good time.
Yeah.
And I get thoroughly entertained on a regular basis because my man next to me here is very entertaining. Runs the biggest YouTube channel in our roofing space.
Mm-hmm.
And
second biggest.
Doesn't even necessarily.
Wait, so who's the biggest YouTube channel then in the roofing space?
Best Damn Roofer.
Really?
Oh, he's got more.
Oh, so the Best Damn Roofer has actually got a bigger following than you?
For a couple more months.
For a couple. How many subscribers does the Best Damn Roofer have?
I think it's close to 34,000. I didn't check for.
Well, I stand corrected.
The second biggest YouTuber. Man, I didn't know Dmitry was in second place. Man, can we get the Best Damn Roofer on the show, man? What do you think? I feel like we might have to book him, man. I didn't know that, man. So, you guys, in the comments, maybe put on the comments who you guys think is better in terms of the YouTube channel. The Best Damn Roofer or Roofing Inside? You don't think so?
It's not fair.
You don't stand a chance or what?
No. Nobody can.
No, 100%.
You can't touch that.
Yeah. So okay. Well, how long so you're up to 31 subscribers right now on YouTube?
Almost 32.
Yeah. So how long you been doing the YouTube, and what got you into YouTube?
Very simple. 32,000 subscribers in 4 years.
Yeah.
Budget. Didn't have money for anything else. Didn't have money to buy TV ads, radio ads, have a camera. I'm like, I've done research. I knew I have to do it. And that's what I did. As a matter of fact, those who don't know my story, I did not think I could speak in the camera. So my first videos were me filming my daughter talking about how to pick roofing shingles. I was abusing my kids. I was paying them like $5-6 per video because I was not confident that I can actually generate content.
Mm-hmm.
So, and later I started doing it myself.
All right. Well, so how many videos or how long did it take you to finally get confident from the camera? Because I know there's a lot of guys out there, especially in the roofing space that, they hear make content, make video content, but they're like, hell no. The last thing I'm doing is getting in front of a camera and talking about my company to my customers.
I think it's all in preparation. If you I have a lot of days, sometimes weeks, I don't feel like making videos. So if you're passionate about something, it's the easiest videos you're gonna make. So you have to give birth to your videos. So before I turn on the cameras, I usually have it in my head for a couple of days. I'm thinking about it. All my topics that I ever brought to YouTube is something that was on my heart, and it's easy to talk about that. But if you don't have it, it's just like preaching at church. You don't have a message, you don't have a message. I don't turn the camera on if I don't have a message. And for me, if you are active, if you are involved in your business, if you have questions you're answering every single day, you will find the content. If you're lazy and you're slacking off and you're not reading, you're not studying, you're not trying to understand what's trending, you will never have any advantage in any new topic. So for me, it's never been a problem.
Okay, so if I'm just starting my YouTube channel, though, and I'm a roofing contractor, I've been in business for 5 years or something like that. Finally, I said, you know what, Dmitry, I'm going to start my YouTube channel. What are a few topics just to get me going that you think that a roofer should maybe start with?
Well, first of all, good luck. Second of all, be humble. Like, don't expect every YouTuber out there. I don't care if you have 10 million or 50 million subscribers. They all started with 0 subscribers. That's what people don't understand. We get, humiliated by numbers. So like, oh, Best Damn Roofer had 32,000 subscribers, 34. Well, Best Damn Roofer also have 0 4 years ago. Right? So at the beginning, you'll have 10 views, 5 views, and your content might be better on the same topic. So for example, you might do best and worst shingle comparison. Well, because I'm 3 years ahead of you, I'm going to be probably number 1 by views. Every day my video will get views and nobody will be watching your views. Title, tags, everything will be similar, but people don't know you. YouTube don't know you. Just like building a website. Just because you create a website today, it's not going to Google not going to put it on the first page. You have to be active. You have to invest. The same with the video. So I would say your first couple of videos have to be your biggest passion. What are you passionate about? Like for me, one of the first videos I've ever made were actually filmed. A video was in the works for 6 months. Was 5 problems with one of the most popular products out there that was installed. Like my crews were coming to me saying, Dmitry, we're not going to install this product anymore if you're going to keep selling them. And I asked him, can you show me what's the problem? So they showed me all the issues. I wrote them down. I talked to my rep for 6 months. The rep and that manufacturer would not fix the problem. So we discontinued the product. We say, we're not going to sell it. But then I felt like I needed to make it, public awareness because product was bad. I was determined. I was on a mission to send the message to manufacturer that they have to recall entire line. We have very old plant in Minneapolis that produces them. They invited me on the plant, showed me. I'm like, guys, don't you see? Like you making bad product right now. And long story short, the video got deleted later. I get sued over it. I spent a lot of money for it, but it was my biggest passion. I actually care about it. I care for my message. And when you start, just don't start for the following. Just like don't be in business for the money. If you chase the money, it's the wrong reason to be in business, and it's the wrong reason to start a YouTube channel waiting for views. Have to bring value first.
I love that.
What do you think?
Educate, right?
Educate, right?
Educate your ideal client, your target market, and provide good value. Like don't hold back. Be transparent, be humble, like put it out there.
Educate, demonstrate, inform, and entertain. Eddie, right? Good small strategy to follow on the content side of things. Okay, so what about, in terms of people who are struggling to generate leads, right? Should they start using HomeAdvisor and AngieList? What do you guys think? Do you think that's kind of the way to go, or what?
You teed that up intentionally, didn't you?
I feel like HomeAdvisor is the way to go based off the contractors I'm
going to go out.
To.
I'm gonna before I defer over to Dmitry's rant that he's getting ready to go on. I've never done it. I've never paid. I won't do it.
Oh, no.
Maybe it's a pride thing. It's just I just feel like there's so many more ways to brand myself, my company, without paying one of those companies for their quote unquote I don't know, their leads that I don't want to put it that way.
Well, I don't think it's about leads. I'm not gonna mention any companies out there. I think guys out there who struggle with leads, they usually don't invest in themselves. And what I mean by that, it's probably not a popular message, maybe a cliche. I say invest in yourself, have a charisma, develop freaking charisma. I see so many roofers, they complaining about leads all the time. I've replaced so many roofs where I ask homeowner, who did your roof last time? You have a new roof, it's 3-year-old roof. Who did it? They couldn't remember the name of the company. It blows my mind. And that company who did that roof probably in business complaining about leads today. So my question to you is like, why people not remembering you? Why people don't talk about you? Why you're not popular? Why you're not earning hearts, right? Just it's the same advice that dating coach would give you. You want girls, you have to develop yourself. You have to be interesting guy, build some muscle, build some charisma, be interesting person, read some books. I want to remember you. If I ever meet you like on the plane, at the store, I promise you this, if I did your roof, you will remember me. I want people around me. Like I have realtors, sharing my story, just like, hey, somebody needs a roof. Here's the fun fact. In Minneapolis, we have a lot of siding guys, a lot of roofing guys in the Russian community. I'm Russian, obviously. Every time someone comes in and asks for a recommendation, I see tags like, call Dmitry. And I see their friends. I know we have like 5-6 mutual friends who are also in the business, but for some reason they tagging me. And I'm not saying I'm popular, but maybe because I put so much content, maybe people just remember me because I'm always organically on top of their mind, because I did 3, 4, 5 videos, what's the best shingle out there? It's free advertising, but now someone's looking for a new roof. And I have friends who outside of the industry texting me like, Misha, I'm about to hire a roofer. What shingle do you recommend? Why are they asking me that question? Because they've seen my videos. By the way, that stuff doesn't cost you anything. Organic stuff. Right. So that's why I like organic content.
So people, consumers, just people in general, right? They're not going to remember what you say. They're not going to remember what you look like. They're not going to remember, the specific logo, the specific pitch you gave them. People are going to
remember a few things,
but what they're going to remember is how you made them feel.
True.
In general. So why are we so focused on get in, get out, and move on, and not focused on creating memorable experiences for our customers?
I love it. Well, I'll give you two scenarios. Like contractor A and contractor B. Contractor A knocks on your door, say, hey, this is the best shingle you can buy. You have a hail damage. You don't have to pay deductible for your roof. Sign here. Boom. Let's do the business together, right? And he leaves you. You don't know, like if you lose his card, if you lose his contract, maybe you throw somebody misplaced it. That's it. You don't remember nothing. Now I come in, or contractor B comes in, knocks at the door, compliments your car outside, says something about your dog, about your kids. Say, oh, like I see, your daughter goes to gymnastics because I see the sticker to that gymnastic place. My daughter goes there too, right? Now they're gonna remember as a guy who has a daughter that goes to the same gymnastics place, right? So let's say you did not give them a quote. Let's say they just remember your names. Like, remember that guy? His daughter goes to the same gymnastics. So now they remember you. They don't care. They will not remember what shingle you install. They don't care about your company name, but they remember something about you. For me, my car is immigration success story. Do you remember that Russian guy who was sleeping in the car 15 years ago? They'll remember that. They're not going to remember my company name, maybe. I mean, some will. I hope they will, but at least they're going to remember my personality.
Yeah. So I think we need to approach this from a branding perspective as owners. And this is something that I'm very intentional about, is when we're strategizing, we're working with our team, is I want to create an environment within my business that I want to create customers for life. You ask yourself the question, ask your team, ask the people involved, how do we create something and create a customer experience within our business that's going to create customers for life? Like, I don't want to just roof your house once. I want to roof your house, your neighbor's house, your aunt's house, your uncle's house, your grandma's house, and then I want to roof it again in 3 years when it gets again. How do we create an experience so memorable and so next level above everyone else that we can get that memory?
Right. Well, how do we actually do that, though, right? I mean, that's great. So we're saying, hey, create a memorable experience, but what does that all actually entail so that people out there can listen to this and actually implement it and make sure that they're creating that memorable experience and not being another one of those contractors that's just showing up and getting the signature and moving on?
Well, it starts with spending more than 15 minutes at the door with them. First off, right? Knock door, hi, give them your scripted pitch, sell them on a roof, give it away for free, and move on to the next one. You're not creating a memory. They're not going to remember. You may actually get it bought. You may actually get it roofed, but they don't remember you. Some other guy comes in and builds it. The crew shows up. They never see that sales guy again, right? So first off, approach it differently. Approach it as if you actually care. You're empathizing with the homeowner, and you spend the time to not only explain the process so well that they just feel really comfortable with you, with the company, with the process. They know what's going to happen. They know what to expect. And they've also built a relationship with you. Like you said, talk about gymnastics, ask about their kids, get to know their likes, their dislikes. Like, there's a lot of things you can do in an hour or an hour and a half, presentation with a homeowner than a 15-minute elevator pitch.
It's also not being selfish. I feel like a lot of contractors talk about themselves, just in general, not only when you create content. I'm talking about everything you do, the gifts you give. Like, for example, you can give them Katka knife or a nice calendar for their fridge, or you can give them hat with your brand, right? Or shirt with your brand. For me, and I've done it. Like, I have shirts, but for me, why would a homeowner wear, Stormgroup Roofing or Elite T-shirt? That's something for you. It makes you feel great, not them. Give them something valuable. When you give them very cool, like for example, my choice of gifts are Katka knives. I know that knife will be in their house for like 10 years, 20 years, lifetime, at their kitchen. So it's valuable. It's expensive. They'll appreciate it. Nice Yeti cooler, right? It's expensive stuff. But when you give homeowners something that's actually valuable, not valuable to you, like what we do, we go in and buy, like cheapest stuff, cheapest scrap that makes us feel good. Oh, this is my logo on that stuff. And then it's going to be in the garbage, like stress ball. What the stress ball? You know what I mean? But when you invest in the real gift, real present, you know, and in everything
Are
you
you
do,
putting your logo on that stuff then too, or no?
you can, like, there's nothing wrong to put logo on something valuable, but I'm just saying, like, what we do and how we do stuff. And then when it comes to creating content, creating videos, right, we don't talk about us, we talk about them. But often we talk about us. A lot of sales guys talk about their paychecks, how much money they make, and all this bragging how much this sales guy did and that sales guy did. So for some reason, we roofers, we think that, you know, picture with the guys holding $70,000 check is cool. I think it's cool to show homeowner who've been denied 3 times in the claim, and now you actually have insurance company pay, maybe like homeowner holding $70,000 check because you fought for him for a year, and now you finally got approval. Now, if I'm looking at, what is that? That's what lawyers do. You know, like, this lawyer got me $250,000 for my accident, right? Because it's not about that lawyer, how much he got. It's about homeowners. But the roofers, we're dumb. We're bragging about our cars. We're bragging about our pay. We're bragging about our hustle. And we rarely show homeowners what problems we actually solve. We don't put homeowners and problems we solve in the highlight. It's all about me, me, me. Well, I don't care about you. What do I get?
Feature those homeowners, you know, feature them. So it's like the brand story thing, right? Building a brand. It's like they're the hero, you're not the hero. You know, you build your presentation and your brand around them being the hero. You're just a guide. You're helping solve their problem and highlighting them along the way.
What are some content ideas that can actually highlight the customer more and talk less about how great, you know, you guys are, right? Your roofing company, because that's what we're seeing, right? We're the best roofing company in the area, blah, blah, blah. How do we talk about the customer more and make the content around that?
Well, you don't answer that without saying testimonials, right? I mean, we just filmed a TV commercial. And
with my cousins.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, used my cousins. Yeah.
Awesome. I didn't even know that. Great. It was great. No, super cool, because, you know, and that came through one of our sales reps who reached out, and they were like, oh, we had a great experience. Yeah. And we're more than happy to go on camera and film a TV commercial that's going to be shown all over the place.
They loved it. They told their friends about it when we went camping.
There we go. Right? That's how that comes full circle.
That's pretty
featuring them on a testimonial. That speaks volumes above anything else you can do in marketing, is to have a client tell another client how well you did for them and what kind of experience you provided for them. Nothing beats that in marketing.
Well, I think we often, like brands and roofers in general, we focus on our experience. I see a huge war. And if you're the contractor listening now, this is a message for you. If you're the contractor and you say often that homeowners suck, homeowners, you know, shady, they like to do stuff, stop it, kill it. Homeowner is the king. Customer service is everything. And the reason I say it, nobody is perfect. You're going to have jobs where homeowners will try to take advantage of you. I'm not saying that you have to take every single job. Sometimes you have to walk away, but you have to walk away with respect. Sometimes you have to know, what I'm trying to say is a lot of contractors have this mindset that everybody's against them. Homeowners trying to screw them. And what really suffers is your customer service. When your customer service rocks, I'm telling you, everybody will talk about you in reviews. They will, contractors often say, well, nobody gives me reviews and I'm asking and asking. Well, maybe your customer service sucks. Maybe you didn't earn that freaking review, because I'm telling you, when you go above and beyond and you slave your ass off for that homeowner, you're going to get a review more time than
all
not.
the time.
But customer is a king. But what we do is, especially in the storm restoration game, we made it all about that check. Oh, they didn't want to pay me, or they're doing something shady, or they want to pocket deductible, or they want to get more estimates. So we get pissed, and now everybody's, you know, bad. And I think it affects us. Now, if you change the mentality in customer service, always right, and you serve them and you slave for them, and I'm telling you, they will talk about you, because even if they're a tough class A personality and they give you a hard time, but you humble yourself and you still deliver, trust me, they're going to be your biggest advocates, and they're going to bring you so much business. Or you can be the average contractor. Like, it was a hard customer, I should not take their job, and walk away. I'm telling you, serving customers will bring you more leads. People don't want to hear that.
How many times have the challenging customers ended up being your biggest fans
all the time.
Like when something goes wrong, it gives you the opportunity to shine. Something went wrong. We came in, we fixed it. Man, we got a review just the other day that just like was so awesome that we like they wrote a paragraph. And they talked about our crews. They literally named the name of every single person on our crew. Have you ever had a review where the homeowner knew the name of everyone on your crew? That's crazy. Yeah. Never. They named them, all of them, everybody. And they also pointed out there was some issues and their service department came out and fixed them and took a great job. And Juan G did a great job. That was probably one of the best reviews we ever had. And it went around as an email through our company. How does your whole staff feel when they all get an email like that? All of them are named. They're all involved. How do you think that does for them that day? Exactly. That just warms them. That just says, man, I'm working for the right company. That's the culture mentality. Little things like that. They're the ones now going out, dealing with your customers as the face of your organization and multiplying and having the domino effect to carry that sort of thing and let it manifest itself.
I would add to that, it might be sound controversial. Most contractors don't have leads because they spend too much energy on getting leads. If you spend more time actually on the leads that you already got, so you already received it. I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, we received a call. Homeowner was about to kick one of my guys. Jesus was with us for 5 years. And what happened is they got in an argument. So you have Mexican on the job who he speaks pretty good English, but the guy he made some racist comments, something about being Mexican, something like that, something like go back to your country, or something like that. So my guy got offended, and they almost got in a fight. So he called the office. Well, my employer called me and said, Dmitry, I'm going to punch him in the face. He disrespected me. And homeowner called me saying, I'm calling police. I mean, the job escalated really bad. And what happened is, so he was working on a cedar roof repair. It was a skylight. He removed the skylight, put it in the grass, and it was very hot that day. So right away you have big square patch, burned out on the grass, right? So that has to be fixed. And then during lunchtime, he was sitting on the roof in the AirPods and pretty much listening to the music, right? But it was his lunch. So homeowner got mad that he was pretty much on his phone, he said, instead of working, and he burned his grass and stuff like that. So I went there immediately. For me, I don't care how, like, if I go to the job site, you can call me names. At the end of the job, I'm a hugger. You're going to hug me because you're going to love me. I'm not going to argue with you. We're going to, we're going to take care of the situation. And I remember I received 5-star review from that guy. So what I'm telling you is I could be spending all my energy getting more leads and stuff. And then that job probably would be, I could get hard-headed. Let's say, no, you offended my employee, get 1-star review on Google. How do you think that would help me get more leads, right? So now I took care of that customer, turned that experience around, and now with that 5-star review will give me more leads later, bring me more jobs. And I remember that review. Homeowner said, he started the review saying, are all jobs perfect or something like that? No, mistakes happen, conflicts happen. And he described the whole thing, how I came about and all of that. And right away, I called landscaping company. We took care of the grass. You have to take care of your stuff. So if you I recommend you spend more time on the jobs that you're actually already getting instead of always working on a new business. Because if people don't remember you, you're always going to be spinning wheels getting new business. And it's so much easier to build on referrals. And you always have to add, you always have to market and advertise. But it's so much easier when people are already happy with you, talking about you. You pretty much have to become a rock star in your community. People have to talk about you and sell you.
So imagine what your company is going to look like when you go from 90% effort, lead gen, whatever you got to do to generate leads and 10% referrals to 60% lead gen, 40% referrals. Just take a moment to imagine and think about what would your life, business, profitability, overall experience, your number of views, like what is your business going to look like? Okay. And that leads us right into the topic for the night. So many of us, we think, and a lot of us we're just naive, I think. we've learned this one way. This is how we got into the business. We saw some other guy get rich because he knocked 4 million doors and made millions of dollars, right? The reality of it, the way I look at it is, if you dissect this, okay, how many interviews do you have to get one decent door knocker? How much training? And then you got to have the guy come in and close it afterwards, or hire both, whatever. Then you got to have the project manager, 3, 4, 5 people hired, trained. How many interviews? You might get 1 out of 10. You're doing 30, 40 interviews to try to get 10 doors, 10 jobs. How much time and energy and effort, and then the money you're paying them to do nothing, versus putting all your energy in really, really, really taking care of that one client you already have, getting that referral, getting that review. How well can you change your mindset on your business if you focus on
it gets cheaper?
Really, really, actually, and let's fast forward that. Okay, when we started our business, I came up from door knocking, and I was bound and determined to build a model where I did not have to rely on door knocking. I wanted to create a business where we didn't have to do that. So we did all these other things, and so much of it ends up being relationship building and the reviews, the referrals, referral-based business, creating legit relationships where people are just sending you business all the time. And fast forward, our reviews are like, no one is even close to the reputation we have on Google. 350 something reviews, 4.9 stars.
Nice.
We're getting reviews every day, every other day. We're reposting, resharing those reviews. You're one of 20 roofers. Think about this. Storm happens. 20 roofers within an hour show up to your door and knock on your door. What are you going to do as a homeowner? And that's how I looked at this. I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to go online and start researching. Okay, I probably have an issue because my trees are destroyed. There's hail all over the place. There's a million roofers knocking on my door. I probably have a problem. So the best case scenario or worst case scenario, they are at least telling that homeowner that you need to do something. What is that homeowner going to do? They're going to go online and they're going to look up a roofer, or they're going to call either someone they know or their insurance agent or somebody like that. So we put all of our eggs in those 2 baskets. And now we capitalize on both of those, and then we don't have to door knock.
So I want to segue this just real quick. First off, this is a great way to segue. We got Shane with Job Nimbus. Says, great conversation with industry experts. I found the best way to deal with a complaint was to immediately thank the customer for bringing it to my attention and telling them we look forward to getting this right and taking care of you. It disarms the customer and sets the tone for a better experience for everyone, right? Which brings me to my next point. We used to thank sponsors at the very beginning. And then Dmitry came out here. He said, that's not the way you do it. He said, do it during the show, right? Yep. So we obviously, Job Nimbus is one of our sponsors. It's been a sponsor for a long time, right? Randy built his company off their CRM. And you guys just got to check out their office, right? How was that experience?
Oh, it was awesome. Very impressive. We actually have full company tour and interview with the owners of Job Nimbus. All 3 owners coming to our channel. So you guys will experience their office later this week.
Very awesome. Cool. Very super cool. I mean, do we need to promote it? Like jobnimbus.com. Check them out. They're changing the industry, the number 1 CRM. But again, there's a lot that goes into this, right? We've been doing this for over 2 years. You know what it takes to produce content all the time. It takes time, money, and energy. And we couldn't do this the way we do it without our sponsors. So we got to give a huge shout out to Job Nimbus first and foremost, sticking with us and being our headlining sponsor for well over a year now. And we also have a couple other sponsors. 60
Appraisal Group.
Yeah.
We talk about 60 Appraisal Group.
In our space, there's a lot of contractors that do insurance work. And the insurance carriers is just a constant battle. You know about that. Constant battle between the insurance companies and the roofing contractors. And oftentimes, unfortunately, more times it's happening more and more, you come to an impasse. One person says one thing, one person says another. They don't agree. What do? What's your best option? Well, you can invoke your right to appraisal. And why not? I mean, this happens all the time. And contractors, I was naive to it. I didn't really know. What do we do as contractors? Do we just give up and say, all right, well, I'm just going to do the job for free. I'm going to lose money on this job and make it up later? Or do we actually use what our legal rights are and invoke appraisal? So we partner with 66 Appraisal. They do appraisals for my company. And they've hit some home runs recently. So it's
How many appraisals do you usually do?
At any given time, we probably have, I'd say, half a dozen to a dozen in process.
When do you do appraisal? When it's complete denial? When it's complete denial, that's where you do.
So when you get to an impasse where you don't, and we have a pretty solid team of supplementers. They're really good at what they do, but there are just certain times it may be 1 out of 100 jobs, right? That you just the insurance companies just digging their heels and they're not going to budge. They're not going to give you, the basic things that you're like, I have to do this in order to get this roof done. So then we just invoke appraisal, so that's when. It's not all the time. Some contractors are at the point now where they just do it all the time. Again, I'm not telling you what to do when it comes to that, but you need to have a good partner. And 6060 Appraisal has been doing great for us, and they work all over the country. So check them out. Was it 6060group.com?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I'll put it in the comments as well. And then last but not least, our friends at Boss Up Solutions, right? How important is automation and delegation, Randy?
I mean, it's crucial. We talked about this earlier. Is so many contractors, we want to grow, we want to scale our business, but we don't know how. We can't find the right people. We can't afford the right people. We can't, we don't know how to get away from being so busy, that we can't work on our business. What better way to do that than to hire an assistant or a virtual assistant that's already trained, that already knows the business, that already knows your CRM system, and that can help you with all the things that you need to stop wasting your time on in order to grow your business. Mm-hmm. So you definitely want to give Boss Up Solutions a call to explore the many options that they have to provide a virtual assistant to help you unload your time, delegate and automate your business so you can focus on growth and the things that you need to do that impact the most. BossUpSolutions.com.
So now I want to jump back in and I want to talk about, your mission with Roofing Insights, right? So now you're working on the directory. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. Why is that so important to you, and what's kind of your goal with that?
Well, I believe in organic lead generation. I believe in referral. Like I'm just trying to build the best referral program there is. I feel like what I see in the industry, the biggest issues and problems that we can solve is how to connect contractor and homeowner. And what nobody have done before is some sort of guarantee. So I'm trying to guarantee. I know what it takes to find a good contractor. I know if I recommend you, if I give you 100 jobs and 1 or 2 of them will go wrong, let's say your crew shows up and they make a mistake, right? I know you will make it right, but I know also kind of contractor will not do it right. Well, screw up, make a mistake, don't return phone call. So for me, my word means something. If I refer a contractor to the homeowner and that contractor messes up, my name is on the line. I want to make sure I pay for it. So I back up all my contractors by $20,000. Right now, I'm paying homeowners $100 just to try my contractors. That's how I'm confident, right? So I've built really good group of guys already, 200 plus, growing. Like, if you're interested, reach out. I screen every contractor myself. We look at the online reputation. I look for red flags. I'm not going to do like full background check. I mean, I'll look who owns the company. I'll ask you a question. Like, some guys are honest. They come back to me. Like last week, one guy told me he filed a bankruptcy a year ago. He told me what happened. I'm not going to kick him out. He's still in directory. We just have our first major complaint. Didn't even come from a roofing job. Came from $3,600 fascia job. Homeowner did metal roof by himself, chopped it up, and then hired this contractor. So $3,600. I told the contractor, try to please him. If you can't, I'll get involved. Job is in Wisconsin. I'll come out. I'll write him a check. So we're trying to beat Home Advisors and Better Business Bureau. I wanted my badge to mean something. If you tell homeowner that, hey, I'm on the Roofing Insights directory, this guy really cares, my money is on the line. You messed up, I'll pay them. We're growing slowly, but we're doubling almost every month. It's not that slow, but financially speaking, we can back up all our promises, and I'm looking for good trusted contractors.
Well, it's pretty cool. So we were actually working with a contractor in Michigan. I think it was WeatherGuard. We were helping them with the new logo, and they started working on their sumo quote and stuff like that. And he had us put the Roofing Insights badge on there for the $20,000 guarantee on the proposal that he was actually giving out to his clients. So now you're going out, you're interviewing all these industry leaders, you're learning about all these different things, all these different materials, innovations, and stuff like that. What are some stuff you're seeing this year, man? And with all these people you're interviewing, that you're like, man, this is some good stuff, and use it and implementing it?
If I see a really good service, I immediately add it, to my directory and stuff. The latest Sumo quote was great. There's quite a few newer apps that are coming up. I mean, I like new products. F-Wave was very impressive. Actually, one of the coolest products that I reviewed was a roofing jacket from Prime Tools. I did a review on IRE, and very cool jacket, very comfortable winter jacket, so you can use your harness while you're wearing it. So it has like a little pocket on the back, like very smart design. Like you have a person who really was thinking about safety and comfort. And I think it's number one jacket in the electrical world for electricians. So they sold a whole bunch of them to like unions, and now they're selling them to roofers. Another cool thing that we're doing right now, we actually just came up with a roofing magazine, and that jacket actually in the magazine. And if you guys want to see coolest products and tech, so every month Roofing Insights will be coming out with a magazine now, and in the magazine we put one brand new tech, that the most impressive tech of the month, but also tools. So in this one we put, I think, Summa Quote. We did the whole story on Summa Quote and on the jacket. So whatever impresses me, I put it in writing, I send it to you. I think public publications, print is definitely that, but it makes you professional. When you receive, professional magazine in your office, your office feels like it's professional office. You have professional publication. The roofing contractor.
Hey, we got featured back in 2013 as like one of the young guns in Roofing Contractor magazine. It is displayed on a big thing right there.
It's very cool.
Proud of that. It's cool. It's cool stuff.
But even if you're not featured, it's still something you can relate to. Like our first issue is out now, everybody can get it, and you can go to Roofing Insights YouTube channel, and if you can subscribe and you can join channel. If you join the channel, it's like $14.99. We actually you'll see all the private content, but you'll see the magazine. But in the magazine itself, we have stories like, Joshua Waxman story, jokes. I wanted people to wait for my magazine. I wanted people to wait for my review. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be sellout. Right. We have a lot of cool things that's changing in the industry, and we want to capture that all.
100%.
It's awesome.
So how does a contractor get featured then in Roofing Insights magazine? These contractors, or is it pretty much manufacturers and people who are providing services and vendors for contractors?
Both. So in each issue, we interview and feature in big dogs. Like first one was Apple Roofing, but also startup companies. So Nate Schwippe is featured as a startup company, 1-2 years old in business. So I want to feature someone who already made it and what we can learn from them, the things, how they do it. And then I also want to feature someone who is, rising star. So each edition will have 2 stories from on the contractor's work, and the rest of the stuff.
So, you're talking about, you just did something on a highlight on Apple Roofing, right? And I want to hear you after this too, Randy. Is, what are some of the similarities you're seeing with these bigger companies that help them get to the point where they're at? Is it traits with their leaders or certain strategies that they're implementing, similarities that other people who are trying to get to that point can kind of take away from and implement themselves?
You want to answer? I'll say.
I want to hear what because you're the one going across the country. That's why you're here, interviewing companies. I want to hear that, and I definitely have my takes as well.
I would say leadership, personal development is probably number one. I mean, people who really made it, they're conservative, and I'm talking about made it not off one storm. Not because they exploded, 100 sales guys. I'm talking about, at least 3-year, record for the last 3 years. I'm talking about positive cash flow, debt-free businesses, stuff like that. So Apple Roofing, great example. They usually brand themselves really, really well. They usually have great personalities, leadership, style. They usually very, very conservative. They reinvest a lot in their businesses, and I mean, they're all case studies for me. They follow the process. They invest in their people. They don't struggle for leads because, again, they take care of their customers and their employees, and everything else is just snowball. They don't try to go and start over every year. And I feel like a lot of businesses out there, that's what we do. If you don't invest in your branding, if you don't try to get more reviews, if you don't take care of the customers, next year you start from zero again, and again, year after year. I see guys after 5-10 years, you have 5 Google reviews. Well, perception is your startup company.
Yeah,
that's who you are.
You're constantly a startup company. A whole new sales team every year, a whole new canvas team every single year. You can't retain them. You don't get repeat customers. You're having to literally restart your company every time. And then you're having, conversations over beer. I'm going to sell my company someday. No, you're not. How do you build a sellable organization? Right? That's what we're asking. Very hard in roofing because anybody can start. It's a low barrier to entry and it's saturated market. There's a ton of roofing companies. In order to do that, it comes down to two things. You mentioned both of them: people, process, and couple that with great leadership. That is the simple yet very challenging recipe. You've got to invest in your people. You got to have the right people. You got to surround yourself with people that you can delegate to and that can execute things and do things very well that you as a leader are not good at. Right. So find people smarter than you, sharper than you, and give them the tools to be successful. And you build a company together. That's one thing I see with, some of my larger clients that are doing $10, $20 million a year is they have a team of people that have roles, responsibilities. They all know they take ownership of what their role is within the business. And they focus heavily on building duplicatable and repeatable processes for everything. All the while maintaining quality and maintaining a emphasis and a focus on customer experience. Couple that together and you can build a scalable business, but it starts at the top. It starts with leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Absolutely agree.
All right, gentlemen. So as we start to close this thing out, we always end it with the golden nugget, right? What advice do you want to scream out to the viewers out there, the roofing company owners out there, to make sure that they're implementing it in their roofing companies, right? It could be mindset. It could be a new technology. It really can be anything. And I've asked Randy now 114 times. So I'm going to start with you for the 115th time, and then we'll let our friend Dmitry close it out. Man, I just ranted, brother. I just crushed that. I can't go away from that because I'm going to stick with the leadership thing. It comes from, a mentor of mine that I follow and read a lot of books, and I'm in his program, and John Maxwell, and he talks about everything rising and falling in leadership. And I think if you really want to get somewhere and be very successful in life and reach all your dreams, you've got to figure out how to invest back in yourself and become the best version of yourself and the best leader of others that you can be. Once you somewhat figure that out, you also got to figure out how to create other leaders within your organization. Once you get to that level, then you're going to start seeing some awesome things happen in your life.
My advice would be work on your charisma. About 15 years ago, we have a show in Russia similar to America Got Talent. And one of the most famous producers of Russia, they asked him, how do you pick a talent on the stage? And he said, well, you just have to have something. You have to have some charisma. It doesn't matter what it is. And I would say this, like, don't be boring. Like, I see so many roofing guys, like, I coach over 200 guys now. And when I see new student, it's like kids at school, right? You're not going to make it in life if you're scared of everything, if you're boring, if you're afraid. Work on your charisma. Become interesting person. It will help you in business and like in everything you do. Why would I do business with you? Maybe pick up a few hobbies. Like that was my problem for years. I don't do I don't have hobbies. I'm a workaholic. It was my problem, right? So now I do CrossFit. So guess what? I do CrossFit as my hobby. It's a great icebreaker. Like I actually have something to talk to people about besides freaking roofing. It's awesome. So become interesting person. Build some muscle maybe. Maybe go learn how to dance. I don't know.
Hey, race cars, man.
Race cars. Work on your charisma, because a lot of guys, we're so focused on business and leads and everything, and we get overwhelmed. And then when we get in the room, when people get in the room with you, they don't want to deal with you. They want to run away from you. You're not interesting because you're so focused on business that you forgot to leave. Don't forget to leave. Live a little, and business will follow.
Well, Dmitry, my friend, thanks for joining us on episode 115 of the Start Build Grow Show, man.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Click that button. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the Facebook show and the YouTube channel.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.